What is happening, everybody? I am Jason Rouslin, back here on the Awesemo YouTube channel as part of our video on-demand series, and I'm back with my top 5 sleepers for the Sony Open. Now, it's a full field event out here in Honolulu, Hawaii, our first full field event of the year. 132 players are scheduled to tee it up at Waialae Country Club, and I've got 5 sleepers that I think can help with your GPP lineups this week. Certainly help you differentiate, even if you want to play all the higher-owned golfers up top. I'm going to give you a couple down below to maybe focus on. So before I do that, let's talk to you about our sponsor very quick, Jock Market. Now, if you're like me and you come from the world of finance, specifically the equity markets, well, let me tell you, Jock Market is for you. They turn fantasy sports into a stock market exchange. They make money, or you can make money every minute, every second, and every hour that your player is competing. We've got a couple of things for you, a couple of cool things. First, our exclusive Awesemo promo code. You get up to $50 bonus on your first deposit, plus the first market guarantee from Jock Market. They will refund you any losses in your first NFL or NBA market up to $100. So check it out free on Jock Market. And of course, check out our free Jock Market IPO projections to help you beat the market. Check it out today. Download their app in the App Store or on Google Play. All right, now let's jump into our top 5 sleepers. I've got a few good ones this week. Let's start off with the #1 ranked amateur golfer in the world, Keita Nakajima. He is the 3rd player from Japan to be ranked #1 in the world, while also winning the Asia Pacific Amateur event, which will get him an invite to the Masters this year. Pretty cool for Mr. Nakajima. The other 2 golfers that completed that feat, well, they're both in the field here this week. Hideki Matsuyama, he is a Masters champion, of course, the defending one here this year. And Takumi Kanaya, who is en fuego, the 23-year-old from Japan, who hasn't finished worse than 31st since the Open Championship back in July. That is a great few months of golf for Kanaya. But for Nakajima, the amateur 21-year-old, ranked #1 in the world, just won the Panasonic Open, which is not an amateur event. It is a professional event on the Japanese tour, so certainly has some game in him. Came in 28th also at the Zozo Championship, the PGA Tour event, that is. So certainly Nakajima has some game. Maybe you take a little bit of time to manifest. He is, again, only 21 years old. He is still an amateur, but certainly a big start for him. Not anybody in the DFS ranks knows about him, or I should say not many people, not more than a handful. So coming in at less than 1% owned for Nakajima, I think he's worth a couple of spots this week. Certainly, being 21 years old and #1 in the world, you don't get there without good golf. So let's take a look at Nakajima this week. Next guy that we've already seen quite a bit, hasn't played here yet. Neither is Nakajima, and has not played, obviously didn't play last week, hasn't won a golf event yet. It's Sahith Theegala, but getting his PGA Tour status through the Korn Ferry Tour Finals, then having a very good fall where he nabbed a top 10 and a few other good starts. Theegala, although we don't have strokes gained ranks on him quite yet, we know that he is a good putter. A little wild off the tee, but I don't think it'll hurt him here all that much. So at 6,700 and just 1.5% projected owned, I like Sahith Theegala this week. All right, now our third and last guy that we don't have any stats on because he is a new golfer here to the PGA Tour this year. It's Max McGreevy, coming in at just 6,900 this week. McGreevy, in his short few starts on the PGA Tour, has shown us that he's a very good iron player, one of the best out of this new class, coming from the 125 to the 200-yard category. So maybe not great with his wedges, but certainly those mid to short irons. He has performed well in his last couple of starts here on the PGA Tour. He is working off of back-to-back top 20s. Now, granted, that was back in the fall a couple of months ago, but certainly should be able to carry that momentum over, and certainly will know that it helps his FedEx Cup standings and will get a couple of starts, where the golfers that didn't play well in the fall from the Korn Ferry Tour, well, they will be begging for starts here coming up in a couple of weeks, certainly when the calendar turns towards the Farmers Insurance. So a huge start here for some, and McGreevy looks to carry that momentum forward. All right, my last 2 guys are golfers that played last week. Of course, if you know about the trends that go on from Kapalua to here, you know that people that performed well last week or just played typically end up doing very well here in Honolulu. So let's talk about KH Lee first. Lee played a final round 67 bogey free. In every single round, here's what I love about KH Lee. Every single round, starting with round 1 all the way to round 4, he did better in strokes gained tee to green, and in the final round ended up gaining close to 2 strokes tee to green. So we got better every single round. That's what I like to see. Certainly looks like he dusted off some rust there in the first 2 rounds. And also he's got a top 20 here at this event. Came in 19th last year. Missed the cut in the year before that. Did come in 33rd last week. I think we talked about that. Scored over 90 DraftKings points though. So still put up a good amount of points. Look at his strokes gained rank from last year for KH Lee. 60th off the tee, 122 on the approach, 46 around the green, and 152 putting for KH Lee. Okay, the last guy I want to talk about in the sleeper range. I'm going to guess that he's 5% projected owned because he came in 25th last week, and I'm talking about Erik van Rooyen. He's priced at 8,200. However, he was in the first page of the leaderboard all the way up until Sunday, when he came to the 11th hole, probably the prettiest hole on the Kapalua Plantation course, or one of at least, a downhill par 3 that gives you sweeping views of the Pacific Ocean, and certainly some whales breaching there in the background. Maybe that's what caught Van Rooyen's eye as he was going to swing, because he ended up going long. Well, that wouldn't be a problem in most cases, but the problem is he went long, went onto the cart path, and the cart path behind 11, well, it's a steep downhill over to 12, which if you guys know the 12th hole, the one that Dustin Johnson almost had a hole-in-one, well, the ball rolled all the way down the fairway, down the cart path, almost 110 yards away. He ended up making double, went from T7 all the way back to T19, threw in another bogey on the 13th hole. So it really pushed him out of the leaderboard. But in retrospect, you take that one hole away, and Van Rooyen played very well. So I'll take the low ownership here. I'll bet on his being in form a little bit more than what the results showed last week. Look at his strokes gain ranks for Van Rooyen. Doesn't do anything great. Doesn't do anything poor either. 75th off the tee, 82nd on the approach, 91 around the green, and 64th putting. So those are my 5 sleepers. These are good ones. 132-man field, Sony Open. You're going to get a ton of opportunities. These are 5 golfers that I will certainly be focused on. For the first 3, let's talk about Nakajima, Theegala, and McGreevy. Those will be fill-ins for me. I probably won't get over 10% on any of them. But Lee and Van Rooyen, if I'm going to play some chalk up top, certainly say Corey Connors, Cameron Smith in that range. Lee and Van Rooyen are 2 guys that not a lot of people are going to head to, and in my opinion, are coming in a little bit better form than what the results showed last week. So Nakajima, Theegala, McGreevy, KH Lee, and Erik van Rooyen are your top 5 sleepers for the Sony Open. Okay, guys, make sure you like and subscribe to our channel. We're coming out with video on demand and, of course, our live shows all the time. If you cannot join us 1 p.m. on Tuesday for our PGA DFS strategy show, you can catch it back on playback on our Awesemo YouTube channel. So good luck, everybody. We will see you next week for the first tournament in the United States. We'll be heading to California for the American Express. So until then, everybody, good luck this week at the Sony Open, and we will see you on the other side. Cheers.